Oh, hello everybody. Sorry, I'm watching Ikitosen Great Guardians. I watched the whole first of the Ikitosen and I liked it. And I'm on Great Guardians, which I believe is the second season after that. And then there's another one, uh, Extreme something, I couldn't pronounce it. And they've got my attention because it deals with martial arts, honor, fighting, so on and so forth. And yes, I do know martial arts, whatnot. But today we're going to talk about one of my other two decks, which I have left. We could talk about both of them, which I probably will to get them both out of the way to make things easier. The first deck is my Assassin deck. I name it Assassin deck because, well, it fits. But in truth, the deck deals with my ninjas, dinosaurs, and a few dragons. First, we'll do with the extra deck for this. We have several cards here. We have Evil Zorlagia, Evil Sordoka, number 17 Leviathan Dragon, Blade Armed Ninja, two number 12 Crimson Shadow Armed Ninjas, personal favorite, and another Blade Armed Ninja. Now, this deck is not complete. I will repeat, this deck is not complete, as the first time I had it built, I had help building it. Yes, I did have help building this deck to my style of dueling. However, one of the people who was friends to me and my friends, he lived with them for a while or visited them, he stole from my deck twice. He stole my original first edition Crimson Shadow Armed Ninjas, as well as my safe zones, which I had two in this deck. I do not have those. I do not have safe zone in this deck anymore, which limits its possibilities. However, it still is quite a force to be reckoned with. We'll go down the list like I do with all my other decks. First card that I run, Flamed Armed Ninja, another personal favorite because fire is my favorite element. Mystic Space Typhoon, Compulsive Evacuation Device, Fiendish Chain, Upstart Golden Ninja. Sorry, I've not used this deck in a while. I run two or three of these Hydrogeddons. Another Flamed Armed Ninja, Bottomless Trap Hole, Earth Armed Ninja, another one of my favorites because I was a cusp baby. People say it's not possible, but I was born on a cusp of Sagittarius and Capricorn. Another Hydrogeddon, Fissure, Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo. Sorry, I just woke up and I'm extremely cold, so it's affecting my thinking. Red Dragon Ninja, awesome card. Another MST. Smashing Ground. This one's messed up because the person who got rid of it, because it didn't help him in his duel against me as he thought it would, and so he literally tried to destroy the card. And so I picked it up out of the trash. I cleaned it off the best I could, and I've used it since. Then we have Masked Ninja Ibusu. Very good card if you know how to do it. I'll explain each card after I tell the deck. Reinforcements of the Army. Warrior Returning Alive. Super Ninjutsu Art of Transformation. Another Hanzo. My third Flamed Armed Ninja. Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now I will tell you this: the Blue Eyes in this deck is a substitute. I think in this deck I'll probably end up putting back in my White Knight Dragon. He's a second favorite of my dragon cards that I like because he's just like Blue Eyes in attack and defense. However, he has two special abilities. I'll talk about that now. White Knight Dragon has two abilities. The first is if you target this card specifically with effects, he negates and destroys them automatically. It's a passive ability. It does not work against him. The second is if you target another monster on my field for attack, I think, discard one card from my hand, and it redirects attack to him. So if you're weaker than him, well, you're screwed. Air Armed Ninja. Another Super Ninjutsu Art of Transformation. Aqua Armed Ninja. Fuma Shuriken. Gotta have it. It increases ninja base. It increases. Yeah, it increased ninja-based monster's attack by 700 points, but it also has a side effect. You see, if the card's destroyed or if the monster's destroyed, this goes to the graveyard, its ability kicks in. It deals 700 points of damage. Yeah, you all might think that's not a lot, but 100 points damage can go a long way if you know how to use it. Ninjutsu Art of Transformation. Dimensional Prison. Another Aqua, or Hydro Geddon. My Mirror Force, which is from Legendary Collection. Lady Ninja Yi. Ninjutsu Art of Decoy. Another Fuma Shuriken. My third Hanzo. Rainbow Veil, which is a good card. It's good in any deck. Okay, this card is very particular. It can be used in any deck, and it has an ability that basically makes it a god. Or in this case, Rainbow Dios. No. Anyway, Rainbow Veil, if you do not know what this card does, if the equipped monster battles an opponent's monster while that monster is on the field, its effects are negated during the battle phase only. So if I battle a monster, okay, and let's say it's Spirit Reaper. I battle the monster. My monster equipped it with Rainbow Veil. Well, Spirit Reaper, I'm sorry, but goodbye. He can't be protected by himself. Rainbow Veil negates any monster effect that the monster equipped with battles, no matter what. So people have had a little issues about that. Nobleman of Crossout. Dark Smorg. Good card. Your opponent cannot set cards face down. Combine this with Safe Zone or with a few other cards, it basically stops your opponent dead in his tracks. White Dragon Ninja. Solemn Warning. And another Lady Ninja Yi. Okay. I was going to talk about cards in this deck to give people some insight, but I've showed you my cards. You know their names. You can look up the cards. I don't mean to sound rude, but when I'm cold, I'm a little cranky. Hold on. Let me get my personal heater. There. For those of you who don't know, doctors ignore me no matter how many times. That's why I despise doctors. But I think I have a cold deficiency. I can eat and drink cold things, yes. But my skin, I cannot touch the cold very long because it starts to hurt. Cold shuts me down. It's basically my only weakness. Literally. It's a frustrating thing to have, especially with all my other freaking problems I've got with my brain and my back. I was born with scoliosis. Well, I don't have it anymore. I was just born with a small part of it. But the last deck in my arsenal is actually one of my personal favorites. I have a few personal favorites, as y'all should know by now. But this is what everybody has, and I will sometime next month or the month after, I'll be ordering the rest of the cards. But this deck is complete. It is the none other... Okay, before I tell the deck, something you should know. This deck, it has been proven and made to fact. This deck, these cards were created in honor of Jesse Anderson and Jayton Yuki. For those of you who don't know who that is, Jesse Anderson and Jayton Yuki, sorry, got the names wound up, are from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Jesse Anderson is the wielder of the Crystal Beasts. All around good guy. Jayden Yuki is the wielder of the Evil Heroes and the Elemental Heroes, as well as the Neospatians. If you haven't guessed the name of this deck, well, I'm sorry, but you need more practice. It is none other than the Gem Knight Monsters. I have an entire deck that I've built personally from scratch. No one helped me build this deck. I literally built it. I've had some friends help me re-evaluate it, but I built it from scratch. Alright? This deck is extremely aggressive. It only uses one Exceed type monster, which is Gem Knight Pearl. It all uses fusion monsters. And they're extremely deadly and extremely fast. I've been able to summon fusions like crazy, like I can show you here. Within 2-3 turns, I have 1 or 2 fusions on my field already, and they're heavy hitters. I'll show you with my first hand before I show off the cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. Ooh, I got a bad hand. My first bad hand I've ever had. But I'll explain each card of my hand. MST. Compulsive Evacuation Device, Bottomless Trap Hole, Dark Bribe, Gem Knight Fusion, and Gem Knight Crystal. Okay. Next are 3, 4, 5, 6. Next is the Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon set, Swords of Revealing Light. Yes, this is an LOB. Then we have Gem Armadillo. Good card for this deck. It allows you to bring 1 Gem Knight monster from your deck to your hand. Then we have Gem Knight Obsidian. Now this card is good to have and keep in your hand. If you use it to fusion summon from your hand and everything, its ability will still go off if you have the proper cards in your graveyard. It allows you to summon a level 4 or lower normal monster from your grave, a normal Gem Knight from your grave back to the field. Quite awesome. My favorite, Gem Knight Granite. Gem Knight Alexandrite. And Gem Enchantment, which is also a personal favorite. Let's say your opponent's, I don't know. Oh, I know. If your opponent uses a trap, monster effect, or spell card, targets one of your heavy-hitting Gem Knight monsters, alright? Gem Enchantment is basically a big fuck you in the face. Because you can target a Gem Knight monster field and send it to the graveyard, okay? Then you can pick any Gem Knight monster in your graveyard, including fusions, and then resummon it to the field. It blows the mind. It's like, what? It's a big fuck you in the face to your opponent. Let's see. Another Gem Knight fusion. I run 3 Gem Knight fusions, and I believe a polymerization for quick fusions. Gem Knight Obsidian. Gem Turtle. Gem Turtle is good being placed face down because its ability is a flip effect, regardless as long as it's attacked. Magical Mallet. MST. Another Granite. Another Gem Enchantment. Gem Knight Sapphire. Sorry. Like I said, I'm still very cold. Mirror Force. Dust Tornado. My third Granite. Proximity Fusion, which is basically it's a fusion trap card. Send from your hand or your side of the field to the graveyard fusion material monsters that are listed on a Gem Knight fusion monster card. Then special summon that fusion from your extra deck. This special summon is treated as a fusion summon. Fusion summons are special summons, but it allows you to summon monsters that can only be fusion summoned this way. It also helps against certain cards too. Nobleman of Crossout. Gem Armadillo. Lightning Vortex for all those annoying cards if you don't have Rikeki, because Rikeki is limited to 1. Gem Knight Tourmaline. Cancel. Shit. Give me a second. My Connect was picking up my voice and was doing all the wacky crap. So I had to turn it off. I'm back. Alright, let's see. Where was I? Gemini Eolite. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Another Gemnite Tourmaline. Gemnite Amber. Couldn't see that very well because of the light reflection. Another Gemnite Sapphire. Gemnite Alexandrite. Dark Horn of Heaven. Fiendish Chain. Another Gemnite Crystal. Yes, this card is in my deck. I use it now and then. It doesn't really matter, but it's good to have in case if you need a quick use. Rescue Rabbit. This card is good against opponents that have high-powered monsters on your field that through battle they're basically gods. Alright? This is a good card to have. Battle Fusion. Basically, it takes the attack power of the monster that's attacking your fusion monster and adds that attack power to your monster, which, oh my god. And then this is in here just for kicks and giggles. Wicked Breaking Flameberg Buru from one of the Guardian monsters, which I own every single card for the Guardian cards. They're just hard to put in a deck. For those of you who do not know what this card does, send one card from your hand to the graveyard. To equip this card, increase the attack of the equipped monster by 500 points. If a monster equipped with this card destroys a monster as a result of battle, the effect of the monster is negated. Which means if you use this card, equipped it to a monster, and you destroy, let's say, Mystic Tomato. Mystic Tomato effect, when it's destroyed by battle and sent to a graveyard, means it cannot activate its effect because it was destroyed with Wicked Flame Breaking Buru. The Wicked Flaming, it negates its effect for that entire turn. You cannot use its effect. Other cards that say, when this card is destroyed by battle or by a card effect, would not gain this power because of Wicked Breaker. Wicked Breaking Flameberg would negate the effects. It is a good counter card for decks that constantly go through their deck. And then the final card is Gemnite Sordoxy. I cannot pronounce that right. Alright. Some of the strategy for this deck is using Alexandrite. The card I previously showed you. Not Sordoxy, but one of the other cards. You can summon him to your field. You could summon him to your field and then tribute him to activate his ability and summon any Crystal Beast monster you want from your deck. This includes the heavy hitter Gemnite Crystal, which is 2,450 attack points, and he's a level 7 or 8 monster. This gives you a heavy hitter on your field automatically. Really good card. Now let's get to the fusions for this deck that I use. I almost forgot. First, Gemnite Master Diamond. He takes exactly 3 Gemnite monsters to create this almighty card. His effect is what is very interesting as well. He gains 100 attack points for each gem monster in your graveyard. If it's Gem Armadillo, Gem Merchant, does not matter. He gains 100 because it has gem. His other effect allows you to banish a level 7 or lower Gemnite monster from your grave out of the game, and his original name and effect becomes that monster. It's good if you want to use one of the others. Next is Gemnite Pearl. Gemnite Prisma Aura. My personal favorite, Gemnite Cistrine. If he attacks or is attacked, effects and activations cannot be targeted. Well, in other words, you cannot play cards if he's attacking or is attacked. I can, you can. Gemnite Topaz. His ability is he can attack twice during each battle phase. Alright? But he also has another effect. If he destroys a monster by battle, you take damage equal to that monster's total attack power. Yep. Gem Knight Ruby. Gem Knight Prism Aura again. Another Gem Knight Citrine. Gem Knight Pearl. Gem Knight Topaz. Gem Knight Aquamarine. Another Gem Knight Aquamarine. Another Gem Knight Ruby. Gem Knight Amethyst. Gem Knight Amethyst is just like Gem Knight Aquamarine, except Aquamarine selects one card on the field and returns it to the hand. Amethyst, if it's removed from the field and sent to the graveyard, return all set spell and trap cards on the field to the hand. And then the heavy hitter out of all the monsters here, other than Diamond, is Gem Knight Zirconia. He has no effect, so he is. This is considered a normal monster. He's a fusion normal monster, which means cards that work only on normal monsters would work with him. And he's the 29 beat stick. This is the Gem Knight deck I call Shining Honor. Knight's Honor. Shining because they're gems. Pretty. Anyway, where the hell did its box go? Oh, okay. Right in front of my face. Okay. That's that deck. And last... Oh, wait, no. I've showed you both my decks. My archetypes are the Gem Knights, the Ninjas, Crystal Beasts. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The other decks I have aren't really archetypes. They're dragons. Dragon archetype and a dark archetype. Archetypes comes in many forms and sizes. That's all the decks I really have to show off to everybody. As I said, all my decks are my personal creation. And I've told you in any of my videos if I had help building my decks. And some I've had help reform. They've been built by me, but my friends helped me increase their abilities. That's the only decks I've really got right now. I will have more eventually. I'm actually working on a deck. It's called Artifacts. They're kind of new to me. I've never used cards like these before in my life because they're all level 5s or higher. For those of you who keeps up with Yu-Gi-Oh, if you watch my video, you'll see this. The Artifact monsters. One of my friends, Chance, he said he was emailing me the entire deck. I'm still waiting on that. He said he'd email it tomorrow, so I should have it within a week or so from South Bend, since it's only like a few hour drive here. That's if he does decide to email it. If not, I'll still slowly work on this deck. Another deck I'm still working on is the Heraldic monsters. If you do not know what those are, it's not the dragon one. It's the beast ones. Their original name were pendant monsters. Heraldic Hawk and Heraldic Twin Hawk and all. Other than that, that's pretty much all I had to show you. My video does consist of more than just Yu-Gi-Oh talk. But that's when I decided to talk about them like I did with one of my videos at the end of it, was Zoid's Assault. Actually, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's see. Let's talk about... Oh, no, no, no! You're not supposed to fall. Got to get back up there. Ah, okay. Okay, this game, I was excited. I was ecstatic. I played the beta. It was really, really good. But I've had it this long, and I've even got one of the first DLCs they brought out of the 2 that they bring out. And personally, I mean, I'm starting to get disappointed. Okay, don't get me wrong. This game is great. I love it. I have yet to get rid of it. But it's just, it's basically a grinding game. You do things over and over and over and over. It gets stressful. The game I'm referring to has, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Not an 8 to a 9 out of 10, okay? Some people might criticize me for this, but you know what? Go fuck yourselves. This is my personal opinion because I have played the game all the way through. Okay, this is my opinion. Does not have to be yours. It's just, but it is a great game, and it is the infamous, famous Destiny. Alright, I've played this game. I have the expansions for it. Not the second one. It's not been brought out yet. The game is fun, but personally, I think they've made some of it a little too hard, even for a team. I love a challenge. The harder something is, the more it's a challenge to me. However, when you can't even complete the first part of the maze of the second vault of glass, the second raid on here deals with the moon. Okay, I've tried to complete that every time, just like the vault of glass. I have never been able to complete either one because one, I don't have a really good team, or my team we lose our coordination too easy. The second raid on this is, oh my god, it's insane. They make you way down to where you start to get slower and slower, and the enemies run around like it's nothing. Whee! And they hit you once or twice and you're dead. And my favorite character is the Warlock. The first character I ever created. And I use his Sunsinger ability. Well, it's fire in my opinion. But it disappointed me when no matter how much damage I did to my opponent, it's like it didn't even touch him. No matter how hard I tried, I grind and I grind and grind, and the only way to get the best gear in the game is to complete one of the Vault of Glass or the Crota's End raids. And personally, in my opinion, that's hard as hell. And I've tried many times. I'm not one to give up on something. I've tried over and over again. And it disappointed me because no matter how good I was, the enemy always seemed to be better. That's another thing to talk about. In Destiny, the multiplayer, I'm pretty sure over half of you will agree with me on this. The reward system is complete and utter bullshit. I had one person, he just joined my team at the very end of the match. He got 1 kill and died 6 times before the match ended. He got 4 rewards. I had 22 kills and I died 7 times. And I got nothing. I played the multiplayer a lot. I tried at least. And the rewards I got were crap. I either get no items or I got items that were utter crap. It did not make sense to me. It frustrating. I know they said it's all random, but that was bullshit. 50 times. I played it in one day. I played it exactly 50 different times against other players. Yes, it frustrated me. I'm not really a multiplayer-based person, but no matter what I did, I got no rewards for 50 matches that I played. I got no rewards. No matter how good or how bad I did, I got no rewards. I personally, I think they need to develop Destiny a bit more. I think they released it a little too soon. Yeah, I know I've been waiting a long time for it, but the story. Let's talk about the story. The story, I love games with storylines. Half the games I own have storylines. Or actually, all the games I own have storylines. It was just a bit disappointing. It was too short. Yes, I know you can grind it and gain better gear, but it's a grinding game. I don't mind grinding games, but when that's all it is, come on. See, my rating for this game is usually an 8 to a 9. I would probably rate it 8.5 at max. 9 is me being nice because I respect the people who make the game. I'm not really a dick like most people are online that I've seen review games. But the game needs better stuff. Its storyline was way too short and way too easy. I even defeated it on the hardest difficulty, and that says something. I mean, every game I've ever played, I've beaten within max was a week. I've never had a game that took me more than a week. All my games I've beaten within a few days. That's my parents. They're like, buy me a new game. Next day, done. I've just had a thing for games since I was a kid. I mean, games aren't hard, but when it's a grinding game, there's no ending to the game. Skyrim. Okay, let's talk about Skyrim. Skyrim, in a sense, is like Destiny. Skyrim is my utmost favorite game. People say, oh, this game is boring crap, but it has so much for you to do. You get to slay dragons. Personally, I don't want to fuck with the dragons unless they fuck with me first. Point proven. But let's see, you have magic, you have weapons, you have archery, you have missions, you have side missions, you have submissions. You have so much stuff that does not end. And I like the game because it lets you be yourself. It lets you be who you wanted to be if you were in those type of days. Skyrim is my #1 favorite game. Always have been, always will be. It just disappoints me that some of the games they've come out with recently are last year rate. Skyrim held the awards for several years. I can't remember the exact year it came out, but I know it held the best game of the year several years in a row. Destiny, it says here, over 180 rewards and nominations for Destiny. That is for people who love grind games. This game is good, I will admit. However, it needs more work. It is a really good game. Now remember, for those of you who diss my video, if you do, comment. This is my personal opinion because I've played the game. I know a lot of kids play this game and they think it's God. Yes. One of the kids I talked to played this game. He couldn't tell a good game if it was smacked him in the face. Literally. He thinks SpongeBob would be an awesome game, make it have powers and everything. And he said that would be an awesome game. To me, that would be a hilarious game. But it would not be an awesome game. Anyway, this is my end of this video. As you know, my YouTube name is Logan Smith. That is my actual name. But everyone usually calls me different names. So you all can call me Kasai Fanakusu. It's Japanese for Fire Phoenix. As in my Xbox name is Hell Phoenix. So this is Phoenix signing off on this video. Everyone, have a nice day. Phoenix.